Welcome to the presentation of the research entitled Exploring EDD Program Directors' Experiences Concerning Extended Doctoral Study Duration, a dissertation research project by Dr. Eaman Buera and Dr. Jason Castles, Maryville University, USA 2020. Dr. Eaman Buera has a Doctor of Education degree in Higher Education Leadership from Maryville University and a Master of Engineering degree from the University of Benghazi, Libya. Dr. Jason Castles is an Assistant Professor of Higher Education Leadership at Maryville University. Before we dive into the presentation, I would like to provide definitions of some used terms. The EDD, or Education Doctorate, which is a degree where students combine their knowledge and work experience to solve problems of practice using applied research component or the dissertation in practice. Extended doctoral study duration, which means the study duration exceeding the predetermined program schedule. Traditional doctoral program where students can enter, register, and progress in their studies in a personalized timeline and mostly work in an independent manner. The presentation consists of the following four main sections. First, the introduction. Second, the research design. Third, the research findings. And lastly, the conclusion. I will introduce the research topic and purpose by walking you through the points that are shown on the screen. First, the problem definition. According to research, EDD programs focus on preparing practitioners in leadership positions and applying research to organizational, leadership, or educational problems more than developing new research. Many professionals in education seeking doctoral degrees want to stay in the same roles or field and are not seeking faculty roles. Their goal is to apply theory to their practice and to learn how to better solve on-the-ground problems. So the theoretical dissertation model doesn't line up with their professional goals. Therefore, it was necessary to investigate the effectiveness of continuing to embrace the traditional dissertation for EDD studies, which was basically designed for Doctor of Philosophy programs. A phenomenon that commonly occurs during the dissertation phase is the extended doctoral study duration. So it was used as a lens to examine the effectiveness of adopting the traditional dissertation for EDD studies. Secondly, the reviewed literature discussed a variety of aspects regarding the extended doctoral study duration phenomenon and EDD programs in higher education. However, as a summary, the following are key points revealed by the reviewed literature. Literature regarding higher education leaders' perspectives about extended durations was recognized to be insufficient. Limited research investigated the dissertation phase, and EDDs required different dissertation experience than PhDs. We believe the study filled a significant gap in knowledge by providing the director's perspectives through the lens of extended durations, providing insights on the EDD's dissertation experience. Hence, the study purpose was to investigate the experiences of EDD in higher education program directors through the lens of extended study durations. And the research question was as follows: how do directors of EDD in higher education programs describe their experiences concerning students extending the time of dissertation completion beyond doctoral course study? The second section of this presentation is the research design, in which I will introduce the study's conceptual framework, methodology, participants, and data collection tool. First, the conceptual framework. According to previous research, the dissertation phase needs to be studied at multiple levels, including individual, institutional, relational, and financial levels. Some scholars were aware of that, but could not suggest appropriate frameworks. In this study, the Carroll model of school learning was used as an integrative framework for research to understand many of the multi-level factors affecting the timely completion of EDD dissertations. As shown in Figure 1, the Carroll model of school learning consists of 6 components. The learner's aptitude, which is the time needed to learn a specific task by a student, and is an input that affects the learning process and academic achievement. The learning process includes 4 components pertaining to academic achievement, which are the ability to understand instructions, perseverance, quality of instructional events, and the opportunity to learn, which is the time provided for learning. A qualitative methodology with a phenomenological approach was selected for the study. The inclusion criteria for the participants are shown on the screen. 24 program directors who met the inclusion criteria and were listed in the professional competency areas for student affairs educators in the USA, specifically the Student Affairs Administrators in Higher Education and the American College Personnel Association, were contacted. The final study sample included 11 participants who were interviewed. An open-ended, semi-structured interview was selected as the data collection tool, as it provides the participant with an opportunity to elaborate on his or her individual experience. The third section of the presentation is the research findings, where data collected from interviewing the participants were analyzed using a thematic and interpretive analysis. The findings were peer-reviewed to increase the study trustworthiness, and they were pivoted around the following 4 themes. The first theme is faculty role, where 91% of participants emphasized the faculty role in students' timely completion of their dissertations. The director's perspectives converged into sub-themes, which are constant contact with dissertation students and early action. The second theme is dissertation process modification, where all participants agreed on the need to develop the dissertation process. Their perspectives fell within the following 3 sub-themes: structuring the dissertation process, incorporating coursework feedback into the dissertation process, and early action. Thirdly, institutional collaboration, where 82% of participants believed that timely completion of doctoral studies needs institutional collaboration. They shared some views and perceptions regarding institutional collaboration and disincentive policies or systems. And lastly, student groups, where 55% of participants mentioned the importance of creating student groups during the dissertation period for support and collaboration. The last section of the presentation is the conclusion. The results obtained from exploring the ADD program director's perspectives about why extended duration phenomenon happens and what aspects need to be developed highlighted the need to develop the traditional dissertation model for ADD programs. This could be helpful in designing more relevant ADDs which align with the students' professional goals. This will provide a better learning and scholarship experience that increases students' motivation to earn the degree in a timely manner. The references used in this presentation are shown on the screen, and this brings us to the end of this presentation. Thank you for listening, and I welcome any questions after this presentation. Also, please feel free to send me questions or feedback on the email as shown on the bottom of the screen.